Hey everybody, Sarah with you today, and I am showing you some brand new products I just got from the shop. These products are all from Studio Light. We have a die set and 3 paper pads. I also pulled out these mixed media products. They're both from Brutus Monroe, but I didn't actually end up using them. Well, I think I used the honey one. So, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you this paper pad. These paper pads are so good. They are from Studio Light. The papers are nice and thick. I got the Tea Party paper pad, and then I got 2 of the solid paper pads. One of them is called Cookies, and it's all these shades of brown, so you can cut the cookie dies and get your perfect little cookie colors. And then the other one is called Peaches and Pinks, and it is 6 by 12, which is an unusual size for a paper pad, but that's what it is. And it has all of these different solid colors, beautiful shades of peach and pink. The papers are double-sided, but they do have a white core, and they're really nice. So what I did was I went ahead, took these paper pads, and made a bunch of cookies. Like, so many cookies. Now I zoomed in my camera, and we're going to do a little bit of mixed media and add details to our cookies. So the first one were these flat cookies that reminded me of the little waffle cookies that have the honey on them. So I did take some of the faux honey from Brutus Monroe, and I kind of made it look like the cookies were kind of dipped in honey. You can kind of see here. This worked really good. So cute. And that's going to be my drips for the theme for this month's Technique Tuesday. So the Technique Tuesday theme this month is drips and splatters. So I added that faux honey to those cookies for my drips, and we're going to work on the splatters in a little bit. So these are the second cookies I made, and I'm just going to add some white gel pen detailing to them. I really just kept this part in the video so you could see all the different styles of cookies that die set makes. We have that larger heart-shaped cookie that has filling. Then we have these little heart-shaped cookies that have like jam in the middle. So cute. And then we have these little sandwich cookies that kind of look like macaroons. And then we also have the ones here that have the little strawberries or raspberries on the top. Then there is these little thicker sandwich cookies or macaroons. I think these are the ones that are really supposed to be macaroons. I don't know, but I'm just adding white details to them all. Some of them have little berries on top, some of them don't. Another die included in this die set is a set of jars. I die cut the jars from vellum, and then for the lids, some of them have lids and some of them have the kind of lids that have the fabric. So what I did was the ones that have fabric, I cut them out twice. One's from pattern paper and one's from silver metallic paper. And then the ones that just had the plain lids, I just cut the lids from silver metallic paper. And then I could paper piece the lids together to make them have the silver rings with the little decorative fabric. So I put all 4 of the jars together, and you can see here I'm kind of deciding how I can stack the cookies up inside the jars. I have my camera zoomed in a lot. These jars and these cookies are tiny. They're so cute and so fun to put together, but they are small. And I'm actually going to be able to do all 4 of these jars on one card. So that's kind of my idea, is we could have all 4 of the jars with cookies inside, and then we'll add cookies on the outside too. So for my card, I decided I wanted to create a scene. and I wanted to have the back of my card look like it was a tabletop. So I'm going to go through the pattern paper, and you can see there's even some fussy cut pages there that you can fussy cut and have elements for the tea party. I'm going to take this polka dot paper and then this striped paper. The polka dot paper I'm going to cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for the full front of my card. And then for the striped paper, I cut it at 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab a corner rounder punch, and I'm going to punch 2 of the edges to round the corners to make that look like a tablecloth. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink everything up using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. As an aside, a lot of the cookies I die cut and put together, I also inked them up before I added the white gel pen. So we did the honey drips. Now we're going to do some splatter. This is Bark Chroma Mist from Brutus Monroe, and I am splattering cookie crumbs all over this tablecloth. I wish I had splattered more. It looked like I had enough there, but when I was all done creating this card, there was only, I think, 2 or 3 areas where you could really see the splatters, the little cookie crumbs, and I wish I had added more. So if you're going to recreate this card, add lots and lots and lots of splatter because you're going to cover a lot up. So I added the tablecloth to the front of my card. Now it's time to fill the cookie jars. So this is how I'm going to fill the cookie jars up. I'm using Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive Glue, and I'm starting by adhering the tops of the cookie jars, just the tops, to the card front. And then I can kind of flip that vellum piece up and get the cookies exactly into place where I want them in the cookie jar. Then I adhered the cookies underneath the vellum, and then I tacked down just the very corner of the cookie jar with the tiniest little smidgen of the Nuvo glue, just to get a little tiny bit. It dried completely clear. You can't see it on the finished card, and anywhere that I felt like you could see the glue at all that was holding the cookie jar into place, I just put a cookie there on top of it because we're going to fill this whole card front with cookies. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add cookies everywhere. So I'm adding them in all the open areas. I want to make sure that everything looks like it has depth. I want you to feel like you are looking at a tabletop full of cookies. So I'm going to add a couple cookies up here to the top. I'm going to put the rest down around the jars, and I'm going to have some that kind of go off the edge, almost like this is just a corner of our table, not the whole table, and there are more cookies in different parts of the scene. I had so much fun playing with these cookies until I had them all into place. Like I said, some are going to go off the edge, but when I cut off this one, I put it on the other side, and so none of it was wasted. And I did end up with 2 extra cookies, and we're going to put those on the inside of the card to give that a little bit of decor. And then I have this card base. I'm going to go ahead and put my card front on my card base. Next, I wanted to add some more crumbs to my card. So I came in with some Nuvo drops in 3 different colors. One of these is caramel cream, one is walnuts, and I think one is called buttercream. And I am going to add the teeniest, tiniest little dots in all 3 of these colors to kind of reinforce some of those crumbs on my table. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some glossy accents to my berries and also to the inside of those jelly-filled heart cookies. For the sentiment on my card, I just grabbed one of the scrap pieces of the cookie cardstock that I used, and I'm going to go ahead and use the You Are stamp set from Brutus Monroe. This stamp set is super versatile. It says You Are, and then it has like all different words to describe somebody. I decided with cookies, and as good as these cookies look, I was going to go with You Are Superb, because superb seems like such a cool word that we don't use very often, and I thought that would be super unique. So I'm just going to stamp You Are Superb with icing on the cake ink from Catherine Pooler. Initially, I cut this out as a strip, and I didn't really like it. It looked, I don't know, maybe in the video it looks different, but when I was there in real time trying to figure out how I wanted this card to look, I felt like this looked big and kind of clunky. So I'm going to grab my scissors and fussy cut that whole sentiment out. And I felt like that fit a little bit nicer up in the upper left-hand corner. And that is going to complete my project for today. I love how this one turned out. I love these new products from Studio Light that I got. I think that they're super cute and fun, and I can't wait to make some more projects with them. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.